Welcome back to the Bible Library. Uh, Today we have the second major prophet, that is Jeremiah. Jeremiah is a fun read, but I don't know if it's necessarily lighthearted. I mean, I guess none of the prophets are really lighthearted. But Jeremiah is a read that I think you want to be prepared that it's not going to be. Well, he's kind of living in at the end, right? I guess is the best way to explain it. Jeremiah is prophesying to the southern kingdom um, of Judah, and this his prophecy kind of runs until their ultimate demise and destruction at the hands of Babylon. So the whole book is Jeremiah prophesying, saying we got to change our ways. The temple sermon is like the culmination of his teachings. He's in the steps of the first temple, decrying the systems, the oppression, the bound down to idols, all that good stuff, right? The ways that the people of God have been led astray, and he's saying if we don't change our ways, this is going to end poorly, right? And ultimately, a fitting end is everything that was proclaimed in that temple sermon is brought to fruition as the temple burns and the city is brought to the ground and the great Babylonian exile begins. I kind of compare. Gotta get Star Wars, and it's been too long. I kind of compare this to Episode 3. You know how it's gonna end. Anakin will become Darth Vader. If you haven't seen it by now, my goodness. But it's the questions of how. How did this come to pass? The finale, right? Or in history, you know that Caesar's crossing the Rubicon. How is that going to end? Um, so this is Jeremiah is the focus again on the end of the southern kingdom. Northern kingdom's obviously already been destroyed by the Assyrians. Um, but yes, that being said, there is powerful proclamation in the book of Jeremiah. There are passages that, well, frankly, are transcendent, right? Um, Especially in a book that's so much doom and gloom. There's the switch where God promises hope for the future, right? Even though the people had made mistakes, even though they had not learned from their ways, even though God offered them ways to avoid their destruction and they refused and were ultimately following the way of death, God still gives them hope that there will be a Savior. That this isn't the end. It's just a major setback, but a setback, right? Um, the famous surely the plans I have for you passage. Read the whole context of that passage, by the way. Another video for another time. Anyway, I think also too, I've talked about before, the call story of Jeremiah resonates because it talks about, I think it shows that calls can be difficult. All of us have life callings, and sometimes what we know we need to do or should do or what would be good to do isn't always easy. And Jeremiah is no exception. Not only that, it requires change that destroys old ways or overthrows things we're comfortable with, and in its place something is built and planted. It's kind of the theme for this whole book, this big change. So I'd say if you're looking for a book that focuses on the end of the kingdoms and what is to come, perhaps a book that focuses on a time of great change, maybe we can relate what's going on in our country and world in this year and beyond, right? Um, Hope in the midst of all that, um, large, violent change. If you're looking for a book that you want to really read a book from the prophets section of our library, but is shorter than Isaiah, try out Jeremiah. Jesus quotes this one quite a bit too. So, as like I said, it is a major prophet for a reason. So, I hope you enjoy the book of Jeremiah.